All right, I'm doing an inspection, and I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes so that we can I can keep your attention that long. But here we go. Started on the outside. You see that line? See how high the mulch is, and as it comes across, it's 2 bricks tall over there and 1 on this side, and that white line right there is effervescence. As you can see, that's the level line, but there's a whole brick underneath it. Every time it rains, that fills up with water, and it goes through the foundation to the other side. You'll see it when we get there. There's been a sidewalk put in here. There's a 4-inch drop here, and it's nearly level across it. The code says that you're supposed to have 6 inches of drop in 10 feet. If you cannot get 6 inches of drop in 10 feet or less, then it's supposed to have a swell dug to get the water away from the foundation. In this case, a sidewalk was put in, and so killed all that. You will notice this entire wall when we get in there. You'll see what I'm talking about. This can be fixed by filling this entire area up to the top of the sidewalk. This drain has sunk. When they put it in, there was loose soil underneath the bottom of it. It's dropped. I dug a hole there. You'll notice that it's muddier. The deeper you go, the muddier it gets. All that water is just seeping right into the foundation, and the foundation was not sealed. It had no foundation, no tar seal put on it. As the water comes around this side, because of all this drainage from that entire area, you see that there's a big sunk spot right there, another hole where water's getting in. You'll also notice that there's the HVAC pipes come through here, but when we get on the inside, you're going to find that there's another one right there, and it is running water pretty much every time it rains. As we go on, here's another one that has sank when it was installed. All this water is running straight across the side of this foundation and blocked by this porch. All of the water from this entire area goes down this side of this foundation and goes back up underneath the porch. I'm running around here, and what I want to look at is see if there's any cracking over here. I noticed on the inside that it was cracking. Maybe not. All right, we get to this drain, and this drain, I cut the end off of it already, and it is full. There is absolutely zero water going down that drain. All that water is just overflowing here. Actually, it's not, because the pipe is plugged too. So this one didn't even really need a drain. It's best not to put water on your neighbor, and it should be drained out a little bit, but it would be better not having it there than having it plugged, because what's happening now is the water is backing up that pipe in a heavy rain, and the gutters are overflowing. So the entire this side is getting water close to the foundation. Clogged up gutters, the same thing as no gutters. All right, and on the inside, light switch somewhere. Okay, so I go into a crawl space. I always start looking for obvious water, like all these stains, and I'm looking for standing water. And I do notice water. You can see the line along this side right here. This is under the porch. You see the effervescence. That's from moisture. You can see the mud on top of the plastic. That's very indicative of water. So while I'm here, and I think the air is running. When I done my investigation earlier, let's see if I can get some lights on this thing. Can you see the little thing dangling, blowing in the wind? That's from That's from not being sealed. I check all water and I check all everywhere where it goes in the floor to see if they've been sealed. The electrician done a great job in this house. There's not one single wire anywhere that has not been sealed, so I couldn't pull it in and out. The plumbers, however, consistently left things like this. Almost every water pipe in the place I can move up and down. What happens here is not only the air gets in the house, but whenever I open this up, you can see the rodent droppings. Rodents run on top of this insulation up here, and they feel that air coming in and out. And when they find it, they even chew it bigger if they have to get in. Around the rest of the house, I didn't walk far enough to show you the front of the house, but you can see that water has been running through this pipe. It has not been sealed from the outside. You can see the effervescence all along the corner, and the downspout on this upper side up here. You can see the water and the effervescence. It's just coming right through the foundation. Some people start screaming encapsulation, and encapsulation does nothing but hide all these things that we can find. If you encapsulate a house, you can no longer see what's going on, and it isn't the house. The water's going somewhere, and where it's going is right down this crack in the foundation, and the foundation will fail. It's not a if, it's a when. This water it just goes straight to the side of the foundation. You can see the water lines here where this has been underwater, and there is water there from the last rain we had. This area, I am surprised, is not cracked, but it will eventually if the problem is not solved. You get an encapsulation and you cannot find the problems. There's water right there, and okay, you don't get mold on your beams, which these beams look absolutely great. Looks like the day they were put in, even with the water intrusion. Water all the way in the middle floor. There's been so much water running under here. That is under that kick out. Right there is the location of that second drain pipe, gutter drain that I showed you. You can see how much water is coming in here. This place has been underwater. For it to be there, that's the water line over there. 6 inches of water in here easily. When it rains, it drains back out. Where do you think it drains to? It drains back under the foundation. So away we go. While it's going under that foundation, it's going to do damage. Again, water is running down this whole side. We're going back up to the corner where I dug the hole and told you that there was no foundation seal. Here is the vent. Here's the new HVAC, and well, that right there is the electric. That's the electric going to the HVAC, and you can very clearly see the rust on the pipe, and you can very clearly see this is just mud. You can also see the water line around it. I do not believe that water is only coming from the pipe. There's stains up here on this hole in the block. There's a space between the blocks and the bricks. If water gets through those bricks, you can seal this inside all you want to. It's just going to go right down the crack in between the block and the brick and find another place to get out. So at this point, it's the long walk going up towards the dryer. You can see the effervescence. While we're here, I can show you that water lines move up and down. Electrical don't. This one is not sealed, same as the other one. Move this stuff out of the way. Not sealed. As we move along down this wall, you can see that's how deep the water is in between the block and the brick. That's the moisture line. That's how high it is. This looks like a wave all the way down the side. Yep. Encapsulated house, you'd never be able to see this. But the damage is still being done to the foundation. Best thing somebody could do if they have an encapsulation is cut it out, because it's a whole lot easier to take that hit than it is to jack the house up and fix the foundations later. Now here we are back at the HVAC. You can see the wet line across that wall. All that's water. It's coming through. The only way to fix it is to stop it on the outside. You can't stop water from the inside. It has to be stopped from the outside. So, good. I always check that right there. Not legal, not code anymore. Flex pipe under a house needs to be hard piped. You're only allowed so many feet. Right this second, I can't remember what that footage is. So, where are we at? On this side over here. It looks good, looks good, looks good. That corner's got some water coming through it. Here's another. Those two are pretty good, actually. They cut small holes, but the water line isn't sealed completely. I've been in houses where rodents can find that air coming through a small place, and they're going to start chewing. They want in. They don't care whether this one's good. Pipe don't move. Pipe don't move. That one's sealed. I've pretty much went all the way around. Air ducts all look good. I can see no obvious places when I done my inspection. There's no tape coming loose. They were all sealed, no zip tied. So we're good on that, with the exception of knowing if they were sealed up on the top, as required by code now, to keep air from crossing over. Now we get to the middle, and I start seeing signs of water. And there's a lot of signs of water here. So I switch you over to investigator again. There's a puddle of water. I flip over. I see rust on the HVAC unit. Air's running right now, not water. Heat's running right now, not air. And so all this tells me there's been a lot of water in there. And when I can move a pipe that much, I have to question. There is something in there. That's where all the water's coming from. I would say that next week, it's almost New Year's. I'm sure we're going to need air conditioning in January in North Carolina. So when that switches over to air, that ain't been there very long. So that water came the last time the AC was running. That needs looked at further. So I hope I got it under 10 minutes. Nope, 13:30. Well, I hope I kept your attention. I want to let y'all know what I do in a crawl space inspection. I check every part of it. Nothing gets away. I check the hot water heaters. This one, there was nothing wrong with it. No rust, no sign of damage anywhere, no drips, no wet. Every pipe, every wire goes through the floor. I check it. Every wall, every dent, I check it. You're going to see what I see. This goes to the homeowner now. It's going to be the same thing as them crawling under here and looking at it.